this video already. Who is that? Anyway, thanks so much, everybody. Greetings and blessed rise to everyone joining Chant A Psalm A Day. We are here again today. What is it? The third of the month. So we are slowly kind of going through um, the month of December. So this is what's happening. Uh, and I'm thankful that we can gather together to chant the psalm. Today's psalm, I was so happy when I looked at what it was, Psalm 87, and it's so powerful because it rings evidence of this powerful one that is the Most High. So, those of you who are, I have a message from Ray talking about smoking some kind of whatever. I don't smoke, so I don't know what that's about. So that's maybe you need to go to another channel or another video or somebody else because um, this is not that type of party. Okay. So the psalm today is 87. Psalm 87, 8, 7. Oh my goodness. It's like, whew, this is a solid psalm here, 87. So I have my hot tea. I have my lemon in my tea. This is my second cup of tea. My teapot broke. So Ray, you can send me $100 so I can buy a teapot, instead of telling me I need to do something for $100. Send me $100. Go to my Cash App, and I don't even know what my Cash App is, but send, so I can get a new teapot. So anywho, um, people come on here, the strangest folks, okay? But I have those who come on and they want to listen to the word. They want to hear, what's happening with me in relation to the word and where, just chanting goodness, mercy, love, and kindness. This is what we're supposed to be about. So in that, we have an advocate of righteousness that is the Most High. That's first and foremost. So uh, we have to become owners. We have to, like people say, own it. We have to become owners of this goodness. Okay? So if you're not about that, you're not going to stay on this um, video, this live. You're going to go by, right? You're going to buy. You're not going to stay. Because this is about goodness. And there's a lot of badness and wrongness out there that people are doing things for money. They're doing things in the name of love. They're just doing all kind of wrongness. Um, and that's not what I'm about, right? So I'm thankful that I can be a vessel for that goodness, a vessel for, children and families, a vessel for, my community, I want to do a crochet club, and we get together at the church and we crochet and we make things, we can sell them as a fundraiser for the church, it could be a workshop and people pay to learn how to crochet and you use that for a fundraiser or whatever the case is. But, you're helping your community. So, Ray sent $100 to the local church, okay, for them to start a crochet club. Something like that. Do that is instead of what you wrote on here. As a matter of fact, let me just put you on a report you. This is a reporting. Let's put you on a timeout as well. So, thank you for liking this video and for tuning in. So, in looking at the psalm today, I'm glad that that psalm came up because we're dealing with what we're dealing with out here. Okay. So Psalm 87, glorious things are spoken of righteousness. Right? That's a true statement. Good when glorious things are spoken of goodness and righteousness, long suffering, mercy, grace, compassion, forgiveness, comfort, patience, serenity. All of these things are part of the glorious things that are spoken of. You're going to talk about the good things. You're going to talk about what you did good, right? You're going to talk about, what you like. You're going to talk about what makes you feel good. You're going to talk about what you want that to have that makes you feel good, right? So when we look at that, in Psalm 87, it's talking about, and I'm not using pronouns, it says glorious things of you are spoken. So who is you? You is that goodness and righteousness. Hi, Connie. Good morning. Have a blessed day. Yes, stay warm. It's getting fairly cold. Stay warm too. So we, that those glorious things that I just mentioned is what is being spoken of. What is being spoken of. So in verse 1, it talks about that holy mountain or sacred space. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you so much for liking this video and for tuning into Chant A Psalm A Day every day. So on this sacred mountain stands the place that was founded by righteousness, mercy, compassion, forgiveness, long suffering, patience, kindness, love. That founded that sacred mountain, that sacred space. Okay. Verse 2 now, that same righteousness, right, that founded that sacred mountain loves these gates, the gates that you enter in. I know you don't want to get out of your bed. I know. But stay warm because this cold is kind of a different kind of cold out here. You want to be inside the warm gates. So as we talk about in verse 2, the Lord loves the gates of Zion, right? So because it's all about the love and the kind, you're comfortable, right? Out here it's cold. It's cold. We gotta, warm ourselves up, and we have to have, like, I'm having some hot tea. I'm holding the cup, so I'm grasping it. And so we have to know that righteousness loves these gates of sacredness. And we have to practice the presence of God. That's the answer to Better One in Pink. Practice the presence of God. What does that mean? That means all the attributes that I mentioned: grace, mercy, compassion, forgiveness, long suffering, all of these different attributes, you have to put them into practice in your life first by doing them to yourself, okay, so that you're able now to share it with someone else in an unbiased way because you have done it for yourself first. So, to answer that question, how can you stop being lukewarm? You have to put it into practice the presence of the Most High, of that righteousness. And it begins by getting yourself into the Word. Look at the Word here in Psalm 87, right? Verse 2, it talks about the Lord loves the gates of Zion more than all the dwelling places of Jacob. So you have to study who Jacob is. You have to study what Zion means. You have to look at what these things are in order for you to fully get that out of the lukewarm into the full fire of the Most High, of that righteousness. I'm still, crawling there. We all have fallen short. So I'm not perfect. I'm not on here telling you that I'm perfect. I'm on here telling you, look, this is what the psalm, we're going to chant it, and this is what it speaks to me. And it speaks to me in a translated, liberated way. Literacy is liberation. That's a quote from someone. Literacy is liberation. So when you can look at these words and lift yourself up with these words, you've liberated yourself. Only yourself can free yourself, from mental slavery. Only you can free your mind because you are the one that's in this mind. You are the one that can tell yourself, I'm beautiful, I'm worthy, I'm valued. Right? You may not be feeling that way, and then you meet someone that shows you that in the beginning, and you grab onto it instead of grabbing onto you and you're valuing yourself. And then when they stop, you end up wanting to know what's wrong. Why did they don't value you anymore? Because you never valued yourself in the beginning. So we have to value ourselves in order for us to be valued by anyone else. Or we're going to be taken advantage of and manipulated and used because of our vulnerabilities. So we look at this Psalm 87 as righteousness loving one thing over the next. What does that tell us? That the Lord loves something more than the dwelling places of this one named Jacob. So in verse 2, you got to ponder that one. That's for you, that's your relationship, okay? You have to see what the God is showing you with verse 2. This is Psalm 87, verse 3 now. Glorious things of righteousness are spoken, and the righteous places that they call Zion. It's a place, it's a city of God. Selah. So when I read that, verse 3, it's being talked about. And it's not just talked about, but it's glorious. Glorious things, glorious speech, glorious talking. Glorious. That's spoken of this place. So verse 1, 2, and 3, verse 3 ends with Selah. Okay? Not amen, but Selah. Verse 4 now goes into among those who know I mention Rahab and Babylon. What does that mean? Among those who know I, or know righteousness, know that life of that, one. These ones mention Rahab and Babylon. And it keeps on in verse 4. Behold, Philistia and Tyre. Now we're into places. It's mentioning places now. Because we hear about the gates of this place, Zion, right? Somebody reading this for the first time, like, what is that? What is the gates of what? It's a gate of a place of that's just pure goodness. Like righteousness and love. You just, nice. That's what Zion means. So we're looking at places and how the Lord, that's I define as righteousness, loves that place and loves it more than any other dwelling places people dwell at. Right? So in verse 3 and then verse 2, some people can interpret that as the Lord loving these gates, these heavenly gates, more than, your life dwelling on this earth. People, you could interpret it like that too. Some people have. So verse 3 now, glorious things of you are spoken, O place of this Most High. And it says city. So we have dwelling places, we have the city is founded, gates, dwelling places are not as important as this place, this city of God. And then in verse 4, it's, it specifies Rahab and Babylon and, certain places. And then it talks about these places is with another place. Is with another place. And all of these places are with this one place. And this one place is Cush. Cush. And I have a note. Cush is the ancient name not known by many and called by few. Selah. So this name, Cush, is not known by many. Many people don't know the place of Cush. I'm writing a story called Finding Cush. And in this story, a professor is, embarking on, this quest to find these ancient places. Anywho, verse 4 really says it. And 4 is a powerful number now. My son who passed away was born on January 4th. That's coming up. My daughter, who I had a home birth, she was a home birth. She was born on the 4th of November. She's still alive, and I ask for her guidance and protection every time I do the psalm for my children, those that I birthed, those that I teach, those that I have yet to meet. I ask that they are, protected in this crazy world. So, anywho, verse 4 is powerful because among those who know me, I mention Rahab and Babylon, behold, Philistia and Tyre with Cush. So those that know me, meaning this one, right, it speaks of this one was born there. People are speaking. So the psalm, it is speaking to us and telling us and giving us clues in this knowledge of ourselves. Ourselves. It's similar to, I tell folks, other people, when you see people, if it's your sister, your brother, your spouse, your girlfriend, your boy, whatever, they are a reflection of you in some way. They are a reflection of you. So in the psalm, we see that me is you and that you is me. So among those who know me, right, I mention these places with this place, Cush, and it's a slash after the word Cush. And then it says, this one was born there, they say. It doesn't say who say, it says they say. This one was born there, they say. And who is this one that they're talking about? So we have to ask ourselves that, okay? Verse 5, and of Zion it shall be said. So now we're returning now to talk about Zion. Remember, the Lord loves the gates of Zion more than these dwelling places. So this Zion is going to be talked about, Zion, that this one was born, that one was born there, because the Most High established it, Zion, the Most High self. This is my son, everyone. He wants to go live on everything, but come here on my live and be a guest. He's going to get his haircut on Saturday. Leave him alone. Stop picking him up. He's too heavy. Yeah. So my daughter's name is Cush. So Cush, if you're listening, this psalm is for you, 87. Hi, Bobby. Okay, put him down. Stop that. How come you didn't tell me they don't have no bread in there?
They have pita bread.
No.
Yes, they do. Come on.
Anyway, so in this Psalm 87, yeah, this is for my daughter Cush. So in verse 5 now, it talks about this place called Zion and being mentioned. Oh, we have that one. Okay, we do. Put that in the toaster. I'm gonna come get the toast and the veggie sausage and stuff like that. I'm gonna go get breakfast. So this one was born there, is what they talking about. Among those who know me, I mentioned Rahab and Babylon, and then it speaks of behold, Philistia and Tyre with Cush. And then it says this one was born there. There meaning in Cush. And Cush is the ancient name for Ethiopia, for Abyssinia. So who is this one that they're talking about that was born there in Cush, in Ethiopia? So in verse 5 now it speaks of Zion again. And is talking about Zion as, this one and that one were born in her. Now they're using Zion and genderifying it into a female. Okay? Into a female. So we see in this Ethiopia, Haile Selassie, Empress Menen, we see that male and that female represented. So when I look at this psalm now, and I'm looking at Zion, and it's talking about this one and that one were born in her. It's talking about birthing, right? It's talking about the balance of humanity in the birthing of this one and that one in this place of Zion, that it is has to have the balance of sperm and egg in order to be fruitful to multiply, right? And fruitful to multiply may not just mean having a bunch of babies, but it means being fruitful and multiplying your good works, whether it's taking care of other children, whether it's being a foster mom, whether it's whatever, it's you're being fruitful and multiplying those fruitful works, the good works. You keep doing it. You don't stop because you're lonely and depressed and sad and whatever the case may be. The food you're eating is what gets people in those kinds of ways. So be careful of what you're eating. You can eat depressive foods. That's why meat is very depressive. It's the lowest energy of creation. We are a high energy. We walk upright. So we should be eating living things like fruits and vegetables and things out of our garden. And this is what Zion represents. That's why it's talking about birthing in her. Then it says, for the Most High himself will establish her. Okay. Verse 6, righteousness, that's the Lord, records. It's keeping a record as you know, recording, registering the people. And, you know, this one was born there, Selah. So it speaks of in verse 6, the Lord records as the Lord registers the peoples. This one was born there, Selah. So in verse 7, as the psalm ends, this Psalm 87 ends with 7 verses. We're at the 7th verse. Singers and dancers alike speak. All my springs are in you. Meaning all my springs are in you and vice versa. You are in God, God is in you. All the springs are in you. So in other words, you have the ability inside of you, right? But the world may have a different picture that they're giving you that you don't fit into that picture. And then you start to feel devalued because you're looking outside of yourself for value, when in fact it's inside of yourself that you hold the value, and it's inside of yourself where all the springs are in you. In you means inside you. And springs are what are brought up into uprightness. Upright. A spring, it's ringing up. So thank you for liking this video and thank you for tuning in. My mom is calling. I have to answer. So, Selah and Selah again with the psalm today. I'm going to have to, oh, my mommy. Thank you so much for joining Chant A Psalm A Day. I am going to end with this word today. It's called giving. And I want to end with this word giving because, as a matter of fact, it's also with the verse today from John chapter 6, verse 35. But the word giving, because I want you to give. If it's not to me and my programs and what I'm doing, give to a charity or give to somewhere, right? Give to someone who is struggling, okay? So this word today, giving, is brought to us by Deuteronomy chapter 26, verses 8, 9, and 10. Okay, Deuteronomy chapter 26, verses 8, 9, and 10. This is what the word today is brought to us. The Lord brought us, according to Deuteronomy, into this place and gave us this place, a place flowing with milk and honey. So now I bring the first of the fruit of the ground that righteousness have given to I. Deuteronomy chapter 26, verse 8 and 9 to 10. So giving is also a way. So when we look at this word today, giving, as I give generously, I bless others and myself. So I ask that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart, in translation of the psalm today, is acceptable in the sight of what is righteousness, mercy, love, and kindness. So as I give generously, I bless others and myself. One of the best ways to experience my abundance is to share it. When I give generously, I place myself in the flow of abundance and truly know my prosperity. Giving is also a way to share my love. So how do you share your love? By giving. People do that. When I give a gift to someone close to me, my heart feels full as I see how my thoughtfulness has blessed them. And that's me. I give. And people sometimes take advantage of it. Likewise, when I share to a cause I care about, like I said, give to a charity, I can imagine my gift being a bless, being a service, and being a strength to others. Right? So righteousness is at the heart of my giving impulses. Each time I give, I'm sharing the love and care of the divine. I'm also opening myself to a fuller experience of righteousness, that's the Most High, and of myself as a divine being, heir to every good thing that God is, that righteousness is, right? So that is the word today. We won't unpack it because I got to go call my mom. But I wanted to share the verse today from John chapter 6, verse 35. Then Jesus declared, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry. And whoever believes in me will never be thirsty. So hungry and thirsty, we can unpack that the next time. And unpack why would Jesus talk about himself as the bread of life. And whoever coming to him or to that or his ways are never going to go hungry and never going to go thirsty. What are the ways of Jesus that we need to get to in order to not be hungry and thirsty? So unpack that for yourself because it's important. And then unpack the word today, giving. How are you going to give? You can give to my organization. You can give to what I do and to my research and to my endeavors. I'm looking for investors and people who are willing to invest in my product. I have some products that I have that you want to give and give, because it's to help people. So the word today, giving, is powerful, and we looked at Psalm 87. Psalm 87, glorious things are spoken of righteousness, and righteousness is where that giving comes from. And the bread of life is what you reap when you are in righteousness, accepting of it, and knowing that and coming to that, and believing it and coming to it, practicing the presence of righteousness. I got to add that to my words here. Practicing that. This is what that when you come to and when you believe, when you know. So when you put that into action, okay? So Thank you so much for joining Chant A Psalm A Day. Have a blessed, beautiful day, and remember to stand in love. Don't fall in it. Stand in it, because that way you get to see yourself, and that way you become who you're supposed to become. That is a child of the Most High, not the devil. I rebuke the devil. Get behind. Have a blessed day, everyone. Greetings of love and great gratitude for the Most High daily, L2. Thanks for joining Chant A Psalm A Day. We're out of time. I gotta go call my mom. She just called me on the phone. I'm gonna see if I can get her. One love for all, one love. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day, everyone. Take good care. Have a blessed day. Take good care. Gotta call my mommy. Take good care.
Morning.
Hi, mommy.